What it does, wherever castor oil penetrates, it breaks up lumps, bumps, congestions, adhesions. It can even break up a bone spur.
Today we dive into the world of natural healing with Barbara O'Neill's simple yet powerful home remedies that can transform your health in just 2 weeks. Barbara shares her expert insights on using common kitchen ingredients like onions, garlic, and ginger to address a range of ailments, from earaches to coughs. With practical tips and heartfelt stories, she illustrates how these remedies can support wellness without relying on pharmaceuticals.
And when it's hot and soft, you cut it in half, so what you're looking at is the rings, and you can put some of that hot cooked onion juice into a spoon. It'll be boiling. Hot cooked onion, you wrap it up a few times. You might use a cloth. These are sheets that started to get a bit thin. I think they make the nicest poultice material.
Barbara explains how to use onions for healing, especially for earaches. Onions can be used cooked or raw. To start, steam a whole onion with the skin on to keep everything together, as boiling can lose some healing properties. Once it's hot and soft, cut it in half to reveal the rings. Squeeze some of the hot juice into a spoon, let it cool slightly, and then use that in a sore ear. Wrap the hot onion in a cloth, like an old sheet, to keep it warm, and cover it with something plastic to maintain the heat. If it cools down, you'll need to remove it. For recurring earaches, just repeat the process. Onions can also be effective for boils. Place a warm onion on the boil, cover it, and leave it overnight. The heat helps draw everything out and often makes the boil burst on its own. The key is to listen to your body and respond accordingly. There are 2 ways to use onions for healing, and now let's look at using raw onions for sore throats.
If it didn't all come out, it might need another one. So they're the 2 places you would use a cooked onion. So now we're going to have a look at the raw onion. The onion juices, they loosen up the mucous membranes, and that's a clear indication that this raw onion is very good for colds. You can finely slice the onion, so get a few fine slices. Lay those little onions down like so, and then you pull the cloth over top and bottom, and then put that round the neck.
When you cut up an onion, the juices help loosen mucus, making it great for colds. If you have a cold, cutting onions and inhaling the fumes can be beneficial. For a sore throat, finely slice some onions. You can fold them into small squares of cloth to create an onion poultice. Just lay the sliced onions down, cover them with the cloth, and wrap it around your neck. You might want to add a scarf or some plastic to keep it in place. You can leave this on overnight. Just a heads up, your bed partner might notice the strong scent, but this method can really help ease a sore throat. Barbara shares her thoughts on using onions for various ailments, including strep throat and coughs. She emphasizes that even if a child has a diagnosis like strep throat, natural treatments can still help. She raised her children with these simple remedies, avoiding medications, and now they're doing the same with their own kids because it works. For coughs, especially after a cold, she suggests applying chopped onions to the soles of the feet. Just take a cloth, place the chopped onion on it, and put the foot directly on the onion. You can wrap it up or use a sock to secure it, covering it with a plastic bag if needed. Leaving this on overnight can be very effective. She recounts a story about using this method on her grandson when he had a cough. And after applying the onions, he didn't cough at all that night. She explains that the soles of the feet have large pores, which means they absorb treatments well. Barbara also mentions making an onion cough syrup by layering chopped onions with honey in a jar. This method is another way to utilize the healing properties of onions.
So at the moment, we've just got this thick, gooey, sticky honey. Now on top, I should do about 2 teaspoons. At the moment, we've got layered in the jar, thick, sticky honey. And if I move it, I don't see any fluid there. I've just got thick, sticky honey and chopped onion.
To make onion cough syrup, layer chopped onions with honey in a jar. Keep adding layers until the jar is full. Let it sit for 24 hours, and you'll end up with a syrupy mixture. Initially, you'll just see thick honey and chopped onion, but after a day, a clear, runny liquid will form on top. By tomorrow night, the syrup will be a nice amber color and quite fluid. You can strain out the onion pieces and store the syrup in the fridge. While it usually doesn't last long at home, one person mentioned keeping a jar for 8 years. This natural remedy is a great way to soothe coughs. Next up is garlic, which is a close relative of onions. Garlic also has many health benefits and can be used in similar ways for various ailments. It's known for its antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties, making it great for boosting the immune system and helping with respiratory issues. Whether you eat it raw, cooked, or use it in remedies, garlic can be an effective addition to your natural health toolkit.
This is what you do to a baby. You could do it to a newborn baby, you could do it to any baby. And I've put some fine slices of garlic on there. And I'm going to cover that over, and I'm going to pretend that the palm of my hand is the bottom of the foot. So I've got a layer of cloth between the fine slices of garlic and the skin.
When it comes to garlic, always look for the purple varieties, as they're often considered more potent. Garlic acts as a natural antibiotic and is great for boosting the immune system. A common remedy is the flu bomb, which includes crushed garlic, grated ginger, a sprinkle of cayenne pepper, and just a drop of eucalyptus oil. For babies or young children, you can place finely sliced garlic on a cloth, ensuring it doesn't touch their skin to avoid blisters. Wrapping it on their feet can be effective for alleviating coughs or cold symptoms, as the garlic's properties will be absorbed through the soles. Garlic is powerful, and for it to work as an antibiotic, consuming around 3 medium-sized cloves daily is recommended. Ginger is a versatile herb known for its warming properties and effectiveness in treating various ailments. For internal use, you can grate about a teaspoon of fresh ginger and steep it in boiling water for about 10 minutes to make ginger tea. This tea is great for warming someone up, soothing a sore throat, and alleviating nausea. It's also commonly found in anti-nausea medications, making it a good choice for those dealing with motion sickness. For external use, ginger can be used in poultices or compresses. You can create a ginger paste by grating it and mixing it with a little water, then applying it to areas needing relief, such as sore muscles or joints. Ginger is not only beneficial for cold symptoms, but also supports digestion and overall health. Have you ever tried ginger tea for a cold?
Now what I do with the cling wrap, I fold it up a few times so it's a little bit more usable. And on top of that, I'll put this square because I'm about to make a ginger poultice. And ginger poultice is specifically used for joint pain. So this can be gout, arthritis.
To make a ginger poultice, you'll need fresh ginger, which is excellent for relieving joint pain, especially when inflammation is involved. Start by grating about a heaping teaspoon of ginger, keeping the skin on unless it's dirty. Once grated, place the ginger in a cloth or wrap it in cling wrap to create a little parcel. This protects your skin and clothes while allowing the ginger's heat to penetrate. Apply the poultice to the affected area, ensuring it's wrapped snugly but not too tightly. You might feel it warm up within about 20 minutes, indicating it's pulling inflammation from the joint. You can leave the poultice on overnight for best results, but be attentive to how it feels. If it becomes too hot or uncomfortable, remove it. Ginger poultices can provide incredible relief for conditions like arthritis and gout. Just be cautious not to apply it to sensitive areas or broken skin. After discussing ginger, we are going for potatoes next. Potatoes are also known for their soothing properties and can be beneficial for joint pain.
Grate it up on the same grater. So wherever you've got tissue inflammation, so this would be a sprained ankle, which has got tissue inflammation. You could do it conjunctivitis or swollen eyes, or if someone's been welding, sometimes if they've been welding all day, at the end of the day they'll have really red bloodshot eyes. This can be great for that. So the places where you would never use ginger, you could use the potato because it's such a soothing, cooling. Put a potato poultice on it, and you make it much the same way. You just fold over the top and the bottom and then the two sides, and then you bring it round. So this would be a good size for the eye. Again, use the plastic because that stops the poultice chilling.
To make a potato poultice, grate a fresh potato on the same grater you used for ginger. This poultice is excellent for soothing inflammation, making it great for conditions like sprained ankles, conjunctivitis, or even inflamed areas from splinters. Once grated, wrap the potato in a cloth or cling wrap to create a parcel. Use the plastic to prevent the poultice from cooling too quickly, especially if you're applying it to sensitive areas. It can be very effective for reducing swelling and providing relief. You shared a powerful story about using hot and cold therapy combined with a potato poultice for a young boy with cellulitis. Alternating hot and cold baths can stimulate blood flow, bringing nutrients and white blood cells to the area, helping to reduce pain and promote healing. The combination of hot and cold therapy, along with a potato poultice, can significantly improve symptoms in a short time. If the inflammation persists, continue with the treatment as needed.
And cayenne pepper will bring blood to an area. Cayenne pepper can be used internally and it can be used externally. Internally, it can be used for a sore throat. And you might think, well, that's the last thing you feel like taking if you've got a sore throat. If you take it, yes, it'll tingle, but when the tingle settles down within a couple of minutes, you'll find that the sore throat has been relieved. And you'll notice that it's in the flu bomb. You can also take it for low hydrochloric acid. If someone's has a lot of bloating, that can be low hydrochloric acid. See, this will wake anything up.
Incorporating cayenne pepper into your routine can be beneficial for circulation and pain relief. It acts as a blood mover, enhancing circulation and helping with conditions like sore throats and low hydrochloric acid. You can take it internally by mixing about a quarter teaspoon with water, gradually increasing to half a teaspoon 3 times a day. For external use, cayenne pepper can be sprinkled onto minor cuts to stop bleeding and aid healing. It's also helpful for individuals suffering from peripheral neuropathy, especially after chemotherapy. To create a cayenne compress, apply a light coat of olive oil to a piece of kitchen paper, sprinkle cayenne pepper on top, and apply it to the soles of the feet. This method can warm cold feet and bring life back to numb areas. Cayenne is generally safe and well tolerated, with even experts noting that it's hard to overdose on. It can also help with digestive issues, promoting better blood flow throughout the body. Next is castor oil.
And what we do then is we tape the edges. And the reason we go to a bit of effort to do this, you can also stitch the corners because this is a compress, so it can be used again and again and again and again. And the beauty of it is it has a plastic backing on it, and you want that plastic to protect your clothing. A castor oil compress is something that I apply to my hand every night. So you might notice I've still got a little bit of swelling in my hand. It's been only 8 weeks since I broke this. The X-ray confirms that my bones are healed, but there's still a little bit of swelling there because it was quite a serious break. So I've brought you over my castor oil compress, and I've used one of those sheets that the 15-year-old's knee went through, and I've actually got about 10 layers there, and I put that on my hand like this, and I bandage it. I'm getting very good at this because I do it every night.
To create a castor oil compress, start with a few layers of cloth or an incontinence pad. The thicker the compress, the more oil it can hold. Saturate the cloth with castor oil, ensuring even coverage. Fold the compress and tape the edges to secure it, or stitch the corners for durability, protecting your clothing from oil stains. Apply the compress to the affected area, such as a swollen joint or abdomen, and wrap it with a bandage to keep it in place. Wearing it overnight maximizes the benefits. Castor oil can help break down scar tissue, reduce cysts and fibroids, and alleviate congestion. And it's been reported to aid conditions like irritable bowel syndrome and arthritis. The same compress can be reused several times. Just check for oil saturation and add more if it feels dry. Regular use can support healing from injuries or chronic conditions. If you found these natural remedies helpful, please give us a thumbs up. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried any of these remedies before? Or do you have your own favorites? Share in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.